Well, we're going to be doing lesson 7 today. Anyway, today I need you to get a piece of paper, and I want you to write down something I'm going to show you here in a minute. And so I'll just dabble around here and give you about 30 seconds or so. Okay. Anyway, so happy days were said, so we'll carry on. Now, in our writings on our staff, this week I'd like you to center them on C minor, F minor, and G minor. And it's going to be the same as we had before. C, F, and G. The only difference is that the third of that chord, the third of every single one of the 3 chords, is going to have the lowered third, lower the third 1/2 step, and that's C minor. And so F is the same way. Remember, we're finding F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're finding the rest of the fifth of that chord with 1.5. Now, the third is right here. Okay, so the third, we want to lower 1/2 a tone, and that would be an F minor. We do the same to G. And the third of that is right here. That's a G minor. So, for the next week, as far as writing on your score, continue on, just flat continue on. And where you stopped with the C chord from the end of your progression from last week, just start it over again with C minor, and just play the C minor the same way, except we're down here with your bass. Use the 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc. The same as we did before. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If this time we've got the minor, which is the third of the chord lowered 1/2 tone. Now, remember I was telling you that everything that I'm going to be showing you is all added up into a bunch of numbers. Not many. We have 12 chords. And if we look at the key of C has no sharps or flats, and that's because up the scale here on the key of C, this is the thirds. In other words, if we go straight up these are the chords that are in the key of C. That's C. Now here's where I want you to write. Just write C. And the next one up is D minor. Okay? So in other words, when we go from here and we go to the D, we're just simply minoring it. But you notice we're just going up the scale. That's D minor. This is E minor. This is F. This is G. Okay, this is A minor. If we go this way, 4 is a D flat or C sharp. And then the E. But we're minoring that, so we're going to drop this note down 1/2 tone. Boop. And then this is B. But if we do B, see, that's the 4th up there. And this is the 1.5. So that means that this is B diminished. Okay? So we want to know this is D diminished, because the diminished is the lowering of both the third and the fifth. So I want you to write this down. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished. That means that the third and the fifth have been lowered 1/2 tone. Third and the fifth lowered 1/2 tone. And again, C, D, E, F, G, A minor. I forgot to say minor down here somewhere. Okay, C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished. Okay. So, I'm just showing you this so that you know where we're going. Now, say that you're wanting to get an explanation of what this thing we've been working on, CFG, is. Okay, C is the first. Say we have all these in numbers. This is 1, 2. In other words, each chord is a number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, of course, we're back to where we started. So if we were to take, here's our first one, C. In other words, we're playing in the key of C. So here's the key of C. We just did that. See? Those are the chords in the key of C, which I showed you, which run right up the scale. So if we go to the fourth, 1, 2, 3, there it is, 4. Okay? So if our progression is going to be 1, 4, and 5, and then just simply repeat itself again, 1, 4, and 5, that's the progression for the song that we're working on right now, that I started you with writing your score on, say. And I'm just telling you this stuff so that you can understand where we're going. And since we've already done the CFG, this next week I'm going to have you do C minor, F minor, and G minor in a progression. Same way. Here we have the C, but now we're going to minor them. And it's still the same way. Here's number 1, part of the progression. Here's number 4, and here's number 5. So we do it the same way. And you can practice up here. So we can take a happy tone, and we can make it into a minor, which is a more depressing sound. You know, like, here they come out of the woods. Anyway. And that kind of a deal. And we have to remember that last time our predominant harmonics were in the C of key chord, in the chord, C chord, is C, E, and F. So when we're writing our score or playing our music, we would want to have our predominant time sitting on those 3 notes. And the same happens when we go to a minor. We would want to have our tones starting, stopping on those longer notes. Like here. Okay. is the primary one of the notes for tone. Where before you were stopping on, you're doing whatever you want to do, but you're stopping on one of these three. Now you're doing whatever you want to do, as long as it's not too much of a discord, and you're stopping on those three, one of those three. Okay, so over again, here we go. These are all the chords in C. These are the C chords that are in the key of C. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and B diminished. Okay, and we've been working with a progression. We're playing part 1 and part 4 and part 5, which means chord 1, chord 4, chord 5, and then just repeating it. And we're doing this. Okay, and this week it's going to be a little different. We've got a minor. G minor. And so you can write something along those lines, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, now 4. This can be a short lesson this week. Now for exercise, I need you to work. Remember last week we were doing this on all our chords. We were just going up a half a step and going all the way to the top. Now if you played them as fast as I did right there, you're doing good. If you're playing faster, and you're doing even better, maybe better than I am. Now, this week, we've minored our C. Okay, now what's going to happen when we go to the next half step up? Do the same thing. And we go down a half. That's a D flat minor. If we go down a half here on the third, that's a D minor. Now that's the second part of that progression I was showing you. Okay, now here's an E flat. We go down a half. There it is there. Okay? Now an E, just a flat E chord. Again, we're going up 4. 1. Okay, then we're going up 1.5. So you see them, because we haven't dealt with these coming down as a different going up or down half a tones, but we're going down with a third here, and we're going down to the E minor now. F, we just covered that. We're going from the third of this chord to half a tone down on the third. And an F sharp chord, go down on the third half a tone. On a, anybody know what that is? That's a G minor. So on a G, we go down to the G minor. Okay, on an A, to get a minor, we go down from this third again, and we play the B. And on an A, we take the third and we go down a half to play with the C, with the A minor. Now we had that in this. That's the A minor. Okay, now this is B flat. Again, these aren't familiar to you yet. There's the 4th. There's the 1.5. I'm sorry, I said there's the 4th. I meant, sorry about that. In other words, 4 steps, and then 1.5. So we have the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. So a minor for a B flat is right here. Hear the difference? Now a B, here's the unusual one. Here we go, B. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the third of the chord. So we put our middle finger there. And then this will be the fifth up here. Okay, so we have a B, and to minor a B, we have to lower the third again, down. Then we have a C again, we lower the third down. Now, if I ask you to play the minors up and down as easy as you've learned to do these, where do you think you're going to be? You're going to get confused? Don't be, because you just go to the minor and you raise everything a half. See? Everything goes up a half. Okay, if you can't figure that out as you're going up, you're going to have to do it the hard way. You're going to have to just go up and lower the third. There is your minor, C minor. The same with the D flat. There's a third, there's the four. Part of that. So we're going to lower that half a tone, and then 1.5. Okay. So I'm showing you in advance on this here. So if somebody was to say, I'm playing in the key of C, and the progression is 1, 3, 4. So how would you do that? You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, and you have 4. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, here's 1, because we have it on C. Here's the key of C, as far as C chord. Okay, so just counting up, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course 8 is a full octave. So again, 1,